Hello, people. My name's Coffee Rhymes, and I am here to tell you Sonic 4, Episode 3 would have been good. I know. Put down the guns, put down the pitchforks, put down the hay, put down the torches, put down the baked potato. Why the fuck do you have a baked potato? What the fuck are you doing? But I am really serious about this. I personally think, in my opinion, Sonic 4 Episode 3 would have been good, and here's why. Now, let's go back to Sonic 4 Episode 1. That shit sucked ass, bro. Like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking, but that shit was terrible. The Sonic 4 Episode 1 was, in my opinion, my least favorite Sonic game. Well, second least favorite, because I've played Sonic Labyrinth, and that shit was also ass. So my second least favorite Sonic game, Sonic 4 Episode 1. Now, this is an unpopular opinion to say the very least. But out of all the Sonic games I've played, even though Sonic 4 Episode 1 is my second least favorite, Sonic 4 Episode 2 is my favorite Sonic game of all time. Again, I know. Put down the potato! I swear to... The reason I like Sonic 4 Episode 2 so much compared to other Sonic games is how much it improved on the original. I think the reason I like it so much is because it was compared to, right? It's obviously the better of the two games. I feel like that part's obvious. But I think I love how much it improves on the original. Because I think the original had a good idea, but it was executed very poorly. The graphics were bad. The physics, actually, I don't mind physics too much. I mean, they're very janky to say the least. Felt bad to control, but it wasn't the worst I've ever felt because, 06 is a thing. But yeah, the graphics were bad. Physics were interesting. The music actually wasn't that bad in my opinion. The level design, I feel like the main reason I don't like it is because the levels don't feel like unique, I suppose. The game doesn't have its own identity, right? If anything, it kind of just feels like a cheap knockoff rather than an actual Sonic game. I think that if they made like a bunch of unique zones with good level design, I think all the other factors could have been looked past. But because everything was so unoriginal, unfortunately, yeah, the game was ass. Which really sucks because of how much they hyped it up. I mean, all that teasing only for the game to just not, do good. Episode 2, on the other hand, did do a bit of hyping up as well, but I would say it actually delivered, kind of. It was a huge improvement from the first one. They added Tails back, and Tails hadn't been playable for a long, long time from then. And I think Senaiva Castle, in my opinion, best Sonic Zone ever. Except maybe Planet with what the fuck? With Wisp. Planet Wisp. Don't mind what the fuck I'm talking about. Planet Wisp. I like that one as well. Planet Wisp is fun. But yeah, Planet Wisp and Senaiva Castle, top 10, or top 3 at least. In my opinion, of course. Okay? The reason being, I feel like, firstly, the music. Let's be honest. Planet Wisp, amazing music. Senaiva Castle, yeah, you have to at least admit, when it comes to Sonic games, the music is almost always top tier. Again, Sonic Labyrinth, there's some exceptions, but besides Sonic Labyrinth, I can't think of a single Sonic game that had bad music. Okay? And Sonic 4 is no exception. Fuck, I gotta stop pronouncing my words better. Both Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2 music were great. Now, graphic-wise, we all know that the new models for Sonic 2 are much better than whatever the hell they did for Sonic 1. The backgrounds, the foreground for, plastic. The background was weird. Sonic looked like bad. I don't know how else to describe it. But, yeah, all around, the game's just not pleasant to look at. Now, when it came to Sonic 2, however, the backgrounds and foregrounds and characters, they all came together like a lot, you know, like it gets like, better, I'll say. Now, that's not to say the game is perfect. There's still flaws here and there when it comes to visuals, but overall, visually, the game is like 10 times better than the original. Same for level design. I feel like the game is held back by some of the same poor level design choices the first game made, but I don't think that's enough to say the game is bad. You know? Like, I can understand like people being like not having that as their favorite Sonic game. Personally, it's my favorite, but I can completely understand why people would disagree with that, right? Now, I don't think it's fair. And another argument like I've seen, like when it comes to Sonic 4, is that mainly because the original was bad. It wasn't really an argument, but a lot of people I've talked to about it said that it was bad, with the only evidence to really back that up is that the original. I don't think it's fair to judge Sonic 4 Episode 2 based on Episode 1. Yeah, they're definitely, they're the same game, and it's definitely held back by that. But I don't think it's fair to like, hold them to like the same, right? Like, they're both just absolutely trash. There's no, you know, talking about it and all that. When, in all honesty, Sonic 4 Episode 2 is a good game. I can understand saying Sonic 4 Episode 1 is bad, but saying Episode 2 is bad just because Episode 1 is bad, that's bad, right? Now, what does that have to do with Sonic Episode 3, right? Now, I gotta stop saying now, it's getting weird, but personally, I think that because of how much Sonic 2 improved, if they were to keep on that same track and improve Sonic 3 with, you know, just using that same criticism method they did to get Sonic 2 so good, that would make Sonic 3 a good game, right? Like, for example, like here's the progression, right? Sonic 1 was ass. Sonic 2 was pretty good. So, if they kept using that criticism to keep improving, then Sonic 3 would be great, right? I think it's about trial and error. I think they gave up on the idea too quickly, right? They gave up on it way too quickly, and because of that, it was bad. It was only 2 episodes. There's planned to be, like, more and all that, but that never ended up happening because of how, you know, poorly the game was received. They ended up scrapping it, all that. Sad, I know. But I think if they would have given it time to get this criticism and keep improving it, working on it, they could get, honestly, Sonic 4 could have been one of the greatest series of Sonic games, you know? That's not to say, like, it wasn't perfect. Like, nothing's perfect. But I think if they would have given it the time to, you know, see, like, what the fans liked, you know, like keep working on that instead of giving up on the second episode, it could have been something great, I think. Because let's be honest, if you're trying something new, right, you're gonna need time to learn about that new thing, right? Not automatically to pro at something. It's just the same with this game, right? The first game was bad because they had no idea what the fuck they were doing. But after getting the criticism from the first game and learning a bit more, the second game was a lot better, right? They knew, because they actually had an idea the second time around what they were doing. Which means that if they kept going forward and forward and forward and forward, they would, you know, have a better idea until they can get that consistent like goodness, I suppose. I don't think that's grammatically correct, but I'm keeping it in. It's my fucking channel. But yeah, that goodness, I suppose. They can like keep that, right? Like once they have a feel for it. When they stopped for episode 2, that was that. People saw the game just bad, and there was absolutely no improving it. Because they gave up on the idea, right? So now the only 2 things that people had to go off was bad and mediocre. Even though I personally think Sonic 2 was good. Forward to episode 2 was good. I think that sometimes you have to, like, let ideas blossom, right? Now, one last thing I want to mention when it comes, not last thing, but one more thing I want to mention when it comes to Sonic 4 is what it would have been like, right? I want you to think about it, right? Envision Sonic 4 in your, like, mind, right? Sonic 4 episode 3 in your mind, right? What do you think it would look like? You got it? Alright. I feel like 9 out of 10 people watching this video imagine Knuckles being there, right? That's another argument I've seen on why this game is bad. Because of how much it feeds off of nostalgia. And I think that that's just a great point for the first game. But for the second game, I don't know about that. And let's be honest. There are way too many games that, like, do that nostalgia thing. And some of those games are actually good. Like, for example, Generations or Mania. Those games also use nostalgia, but they're honestly, like, really, really, really good, you know? So, there's a difference between using nostalgia poorly and using it well. I think Sonic 4 Episode 1 used nostalgia very poorly, right? And because of that, the game suffered. But I think that it's not necessarily just, like, bad to use nostalgia, but I think you have to use it the good. You have to use it well, I suppose. You can't, like, use nostalgia and then have it, like, not work out. If that makes any sense. When it comes to nostalgia, though, you can't just blatantly copy a game, right? Which is what Sonic 1 did. They copy up into levels and all that, which inevitably led to its downfall, right? But if Sonic 3 did decide to do the whole nostalgia thing by adding Knuckles, or just add Knuckles to have him there, I don't think it would have just been a bad thing, right? I mean, let's be honest. How many Sonic games have had Knuckles in them, even if he wasn't playable? A lot. And sometimes it's really it's just for nostalgia. Sometimes he actually is important to the story. But a lot of the games where he's there, it's good, right? So I don't think it's a fair argument just to be like, oh, yep, they're bringing back Knuckles, just to make it like Sonic 1 was Sonic, 2 was Tails, 3 was Knuckles, just like the classic games. This game's ass, you know? I don't think that's fair to the game. I can understand, like, if they do it poorly, like, if they did make a Sonic 3 and they did it poorly, I can understand that. But Sonic 3 never even came out, so, bummer, you know? Another thing I want to talk about, with Sonic was Episode Meadow. I think, again, good idea, bad execution, right? I think the idea of having a Metal Sonic, like, the thing connecting between CD, I think the idea was good. Like he got left on a little planet, so, you know, like he gets called back by Robotnik and shit to help, like, recapture the little planet. Never ended up doing anything with that, cause, you know, canceled and all that shit. But yeah, so I think it was a good idea, but I think that they could have done a lot better when it came to, like, the levels themselves. Cause basically, the gist of it was he had to replay through, like, the levels from the first game, right? What was it? Splash Hill, Mad Gear, Casino Street, and the other one. The Disappointment, you know? Now, I think it was I would say this again, good idea, bad execution. Because the levels from the first game, I think it feels the same, right? Firstly, it's Metal Sonic, it's just a reskin of Sonic, so it doesn't feel new. So it pretty much just feels like you're playing, like, more levels from, like, the original Sonic 4, and we all know that game was ass. Now, it isn't completely bad because, again, they had some of that knowledge from the first game and why it flopped. So going into the second one, going into doing it again, they knew, hey, don't do this again. Did they listen to that logic or this thing? Not really. I don't think episode Metal was horrible, I'll say. It wasn't good, but it wasn't, like, outright horrible, right? I think I'd be willing to say, yeah, episode Metal was mediocre, right? I'd be willing to agree on that. But, yeah. The reason I bring up episode Metal when we're talking about Sonic 3 is because I feel like Metal Sonic, a character Metal Sonic, they could have done better, right? If they do decide to add Knuckles, they can't just, like, make him a reskin of Sonic, right? This is really what happened with Metal and why he flopped, right? They could have given the Metal an ability, like, maybe like a hover of some sort, or like a dash. Not like the air dash, like he boosts forward. Something like that. I don't know, really. But what I do know is that because Metal Sonic felt so unoriginal, just like the first game, it was taken like the first game, aka bad, right? The game was really, it felt unoriginal, which is what the first game mainly suffered from. Unoriginality. It lacked its own identity. And in episode Metal, it was replaying the zones from the first game, which is already, you know, unoriginal enough. But now that it's just a reskin of Sonic, even worse, you know? So, episode Metal really suffers from that, I think. Again, it's not outright horrible, but definitely, you know, could be better, right? But that's another thing. They have the knowledge to do better, right? No, again, they have the knowledge to do better with episode 3. Sega Sonic Team people, if you're watching this, give it a shot, right? Make a few more, right? Oh, when I say episode 3 will be good, I have faith that with the knowledge they have so far, they could make episode 3 good. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that even if episode 3 turns out to not be good, I think if they just give the idea time, like make a couple, like episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, eventually they'll find something that the fans receive well, right? Eventually, like, they'll do good. I think, when it comes to Mario, the new Super Mario thing, I think they got lucky with how good the first one came out. I think the first Super Mario could have, like, gone as poorly, or, like, the first, like, new Super Mario could have gone just as poorly as Sonic 1. But because they had the knowledge of what the fans liked, they were able to make a game that, you know, represented what the fans would like, right? I think if Sonic 4 just did that a little bit better, it wouldn't have flopped as hard as it did. But I also think when Sonic 4 episode 1 flopped as hard as it did, that's what caused them to learn that knowledge about, you know, hey, don't make episode 2 like this. So if you're watching this, make it episode 3, maybe 4 or 5, give it a chance. Like, let the idea grow a bit, you know, before just immediately cutting it off. I know it takes time and resources, but just imagine if it did blossom, right? Just imagine if Sonic 4 became just one of those, like, oh, hey, that Sonic game's great, you know? Well, hey, I love that game, you know? Imagine if it became one of those. And you have an excuse to make more of them to make more money. And we all know, the money is always right, you know? That's really all I have for now. If you agree with me, thank you, appreciate it. If not, I don't fucking know. Why'd you watch the video if you don't agree with me? Like, the fuck? Like, if it's not a video, like, what the fuck is this dumbass talking about? Why'd you watch the video? The fuck? For the love of God, put down the fucking potato! But yeah, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you didn't, well, you watched the whole thing, so clearly you're lying to yourself, right? Real quick, I want to talk about something from my last video. Hold up, let me pull this up. Okay, we're back. My dumbass clicked on the recording, unfortunately. Yeah, that's kind of stupid of me, my bad. So we're gonna have to edit these two pieces together. Anyway, my Sonic tier list video, right? Who the hell is this, nigga? Who the fuck are you? I replied this comment. That wasn't the question, but okay, I thought it was pretty fun, but seriously, who the fuck are you? And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to ignore it, you know? I thought to myself, yeah, that's it. I made a funny joke about it. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to leave it. But then I thought, you know, why not talk about it? If you're watching this, George Panda, why did you take the time out of your day to say that? Let's be honest. After I looked at your content, this man has 200 something views because he reposted a dance video of some random people. When you repost, and this is the most recent video, Roblox outfit ideas that my mom did not come up with. Dude, what the fuck? When your most recent video is about Roblox outfit ideas, like, making a video about Roblox is fine, but Roblox outfit ideas my mom did not come up with, really? You should not be legally allowed to hate on anyone if that's the shit you make, bro. It really didn't have anything to do. I mean, it has a little bit to do, because if you guys don't agree with me, you can say that without being like, man, this shit is ass, or this guy's stupid, or some shit like that. You can simply say in the comments, I see your point, but personally I don't agree. That's completely fine, you know? You don't have to be like this, dumbass, because, especially if you have a YouTube channel with trash-ass content, then I'm gonna call you out with your trash-ass content, right? I have no problem with some, like, polite constructive criticism, people being like, hey, I don't agree with you because this, right? Just being like, this shit's ass, or, I don't agree with you, with absolutely no reason why. I'm not gonna listen to you, come on. You need a valid reason before you start hating on someone. So, like, if you disagree with me, put a reason why you don't disagree with me, like, I don't think this is right because, you know, such and such wasn't like this, or such and such should have been like that instead, you know? All that good stuff. Don't just randomly comment on a video calling it trash. Because, yeah, that's not very good. Anyway, now then. That's the end of this video. Real quick before I end it, question of the day. Let's think. Question of the day. Where the fuck did you get that potato that you keep pulling out? Seriously, it's getting fucking annoying. Put the fucking potato away. I swear to God, I'm gonna shoot you. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, all that good stuff. If you're watching this, Panda Roads, if you wanna hate on me again, at least have a reason, right? I have no problem with you disagreeing with my opinion, but if you're gonna say that, at least have a reason why you're saying that. Because, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Now, I want you guys to go to this channel, check out shit. Oh my God, my mic fell. Okay, we're back. My mic fell. Leg broke off. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to fix this later. So now I'm holding it just in my hand. So, if like, again, look. Anyway, what I was saying is, Rose Panda, if you're watching this, next time you wanna say some shit like that, be my guest. Say all the stuff you want, but have a valid reason. Don't just be like, this shit's ass, without an actual reason why it's ass. Because let's be honest, your shit's ass. I don't really need, I think it's pretty obvious why. Hey, Future Coffee Rhyme here. Not Future, but Editor Coffee Rhyme here. Yeah, I might cut out here, but pretty much what I said was, yeah, I pretty much kind of just wrapped up the video here, you know, the whole Spring Conference. I have an outro. Hope you guys enjoy. Yeah. Alright, bye.